Welcome to the spot. It's time to ignite. Oh yeah. Operation Hangout. The feeling's just right. Chilling with the crew. We're ready to groove. Opinions flying high. Come on, let's move. Woo. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Pull up a chair, let's get in the zone. Voices blended smooth like a funky trombone. Oh yeah. Topics from the heart, making us think. With a twist and a shout, raise up your drink. Cheers. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Bring it down, shake it up, feel the beat. With every word we share, the circle's complete. Woo. Living loud, think it proud, that's what we do. Oh yeah. Join the club, come on through, we're waiting for you. Alright. Hang out all night long, all night. Laughing and debating, playing our song. Oh yeah. Share your thoughts, don't be shy. Don't be shy. Operation Hangout, let's reach for the sky. Let's fly. Hang out.
In the ring we stand tall, words are blades that never fall. Debate like warriors brave, every thought we give and save. Through the noise we cut clean, spirited minds sharp and keen. With a spark that lights the night, join us in this epic fight. Welcome to the Spartan arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Buckle up and take your stance. In this arena there's no chance to escape the vibrant lore. Dive in deep and search for more. From heartfelt talks to fierce debates, we explore what fate creates. Side by side we seek the light, in the dark our minds ignite. Welcome to the Spartan arena, where minds clash and thoughts gleam. In the heat of every word, truth and insight will be heard. Will be heard. Will be heard.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another stream, another live. You know where you're at. You're at Spartan WWE Network. Of course, you know who I am. Let me introduce myself if you don't. I am the Spartan, aka Peter. How is everybody doing tonight? Hopefully, you guys had a decent week because mine was hectic as crap. So let's get these guys in here. Let's get the first co-host of the night. Let's get his music. My man, Wally.
Wally.
What is going on, Wally?
Not the asshole, boy. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen?
All right, let's get the next guy in here. Of course, he likes calling Jersey standing up. We're talking my boy Anton. What is going on, Anton?
What's going on, Peter? How's it going? What's good, Wally?
What's going on that time?
Not much. Staying busy as always.
That's a good thing.
All right.
Yeah, it is. It sure is. I'm not complaining. Trust me.
All right. So for tonight's wrestling show, we definitely gonna have some decent topics right now. You know, you got a car accident, you got a rumor, and we got some interesting things to talk about, especially the upcoming Elimination Chamber, which is pretty much the next day after tomorrow. The next day tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Right, and then of course we're gonna be talking about Zilla Fatu. I got an interesting take. I want to ask you guys for this.
I'm excited for that topic because I met the guy. He's out for a really.
Well, yeah, sure. So first things first. Where should we start? Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Let's get into this Vince stuff because I want to, because it's a little bit short, give or take. I just want to look at this a little bit, and then we're gonna talk about it at least from this part, and then we're gonna talk about the rumor. So let me cue this in. And then for everyone's coming on in, thank you guys for tuning on in. Alrighty, so we got Vince here. Okay, let's go. So as you guys can see, this is the police video from Vince's racing up like 100 miles per hour in a car crash in Connecticut. So, yeah. As you can see right there, Vince pretty much hit that car right there, and then eventually swerved when he gets right there. So.
Just stay in the car. Do you need an ambulance?
No, I don't.
All right. Why were you driving over 100 miles an hour?
It's my granddaughter's birthday. I got to get this the next day.
All right. Did you see me trying to catch up to you behind you?
I didn't see that. I saw lights, but it didn't look normal.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to catch up to you, and you keep taking off.
Oh, no. I'm not trying to outrun you.
I know. I understand that, but that's why I was very confused. All right? Because it wasn't like you were running. It was just like you almost hit, I think, 115 miles an hour. All right? And then you just hit someone because you weren't paying attention. Were you looking at your phone?
No, trying to drive. No, I'm not looking at my phone.
The person was right in front of you. There's got to be a reason you hit him.
No. Reason I haven't been driving my car in God knows how long.
All right. It was right in front of you. You went straight at it at 100 miles an hour. I'm just making sure you're not having a medical condition or anything. Do you need an ambulance?
No.
All right. All right. Just your registration. Is your license in here?
Yeah, it's in my pocket.
All right.
I haven't driven this car quite some time.
It's fast, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, too fast.
You fucking think?
Oh my God! I know that. I recognize that road in Connecticut. Ironically, my wife, daughter, and I, we went to go see Chris Brown up in Hartford, and that road looks very familiar. I think we took that road up to get to Hartford and everything else. The thing about those lanes, I think it's like maybe like only 2 lanes, and there's a lot of trees and everything else. Of course, yeah, like my wife said, it's like a garden in the middle of a highway. That's basically it. So.
That's how Maryland is too. A lot of parts of Maryland when I visit a CQ, it's like that too. It's like a lot of garden. It's beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It's gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
But dude, I know you haven't driven your car in a while, but I know you have a left foot. But god damn, you have a left foot.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice having money, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. It's definitely good to have money because the Lord have mercy. But let's look at another one real quick, and then we'll get into the topic of this one a little bit. All right. Now, pause. Now, before this comes to play, right? The guy said that he was trying to catch up with him. You didn't see me trying to catch up with you. So my thing is this, because as we are seeing the video and everything, we're not hearing. I don't know if there was a siren being played where you signal to people like, "Hey, pull your car over. Let's go. Pull your car over, buddy."
Usually you will hear the lights. You will hear
Right.
like
So
you
that's
see
what
the
I'm
lights
saying.
and then you
He
hear
was
the
signaling
siren.
that, like, I don't know if he was signaling that or not. I don't know what it is, but it's like, yeah. Do you not see me catch up to you? I'm like,
And also, if I'm not mistaken,
looking at the road. How could he?
I seen a lot of those what's called cop movie videos, 911s, all that stuff, and you usually see the lights on the dashboard going off,
Right.
and you're not seeing none of this. So I
Right,
wonder
but that's what I'm saying.
had
So like
his
when the
lights
guy said, "Did you not see me try to signal you?" But I'm like, wait, in what
How?
way? Are you not see me telling you to come over? I'm like, bro, if he's looking at the road, where's the signal to know like, hey, step aside, like swerve to the side?
Unless he was flashing his high beams. Unless he was like flashing the high beams and he thought he was seeing them in the mirrors. I don't know. But usually if the cops are gonna try to stop you, they're gonna flash your lights first. They're gonna flash them lights on. They're gonna hit that siren. They're gonna hit another horn and everything else. And then if they have to, they'll get on the PA system. Hey, pull over. You driving whatever car, pull over. Like they'll find a way to get you a signal.
Right. So
I
that's
know
my
the
thing.
last
Like,
time I got pulled over, they didn't hit the sirens, but they light me up pretty bad, and I knew that was me, and I just pulled. I pulled over. He goes, "You know, I'm pulling you over." Like, nope. I really didn't, to be honest. He gave me this biggest reason he pulled me over because I was in a neighborhood that he didn't recognize my car. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Oh, I've gotten that.
Yeah,
I know that feeling. Trust me.
It sucks when you get pulled out of the car for no reason too.
Oh, that I never had.
Multiple times.
Oh wow.
That's a story for a different topic.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. But that's just my thing right there. Is like the cops saying, "Oh, you didn't notice I was trying to signal you or anything." It's like there would be clear signs of signals and everything else. So it's like I don't know how much more. And apparently with Vince hitting that turn right at the moment where he got too close to the car, he at least had enough awareness that he noticed that he was getting too fast, he was getting too close up, and then try to swerve, but it was too late. But situations like that just is a little hectic, especially for him, because but then here's another thing, is like he's saying like he never drove his car in like a good minute. I'm like, yeah, I would believe you haven't, because don't you have people that drive you?
That's what it is.
Even if you haven't driven your car in a while, like your car was in a shop or whatever the case is, like you never forget how to drive a vehicle. They're all the same: ignition, turn the key, or push start. Now,
right?
You put you hit the brake, you put in gear, you back out or go straight, then you hit the accelerator.
It's like riding a bike.
Literally, riding a bike. It's easier than on a bike, actually.
Right.
So this him saying he hasn't driven a car, I don't believe that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I think he's senile at this point and it shouldn't be behind a wheel. That's my personal opinion.
Definitely. I mean, he's what, 71, 72?
I think he's up there. I can look it up really fast.
Yeah, but it's just a lot. But that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of that situation just doesn't add up. It's just like it's a little bit off-putting. But
actually, Anton, he's 80.
Really? Yeah, I'm looking at it right now too. Oh wow.
Yeah,
I
do believe, and I want you guys' opinion on this. I do believe, at a certain age, you shouldn't be driving.
Well, this is why I said that you would think he had a driver, because it's like it just makes it pointless at this point. Like,
right.
I would think at least at this point you just have a driver. The moment he said, "Oh, it's been a minute since I drove my car," I'm like,
that should have been right there. That should have been the perfect indicator. Yeah.
When he was trying to pass out a person, a woman, man, or whatever.
I think it was a woman. It was a woman.
A woman. He clipped her really well, so he didn't give himself enough space to change lanes.
And then there was a third car involved as well, if I remember.
The one thing I can't stand when people do when they don't merge correctly, and they just cut you right front on like on your corners or your side behind you, and like literally zoom in. I hate when people do that. That
Oh, that's
knows.
like that here.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like that here in Jersey. We don't merge. We don't yield or anything else. Green
In
means
your state,
go.
in Jersey, is this turn signal is not a signal you have to do. It's optional down in your
Yeah,
state.
it is. It is. It's like green means go, yellow means go faster, red means see if you can get there fast enough so you don't hit a pedestrian.
Yeah, and seatbelts are optional there too. I know a lot of Jersey drivers don't use seatbelts. I'm like,
Yeah, that's unfortunately.
Yeah,
I
not
like
driving
seatbelt.
nowhere near y'all.
Dude, honestly, Wally, one thing I don't mind driving into Jersey, but I usually hate driving into Jersey because how reckless drivers are in Jersey. No offense, Anton. No offense. I love you, bro. You know that. I love you to death. But
Facts.
that's why Jersey has the highest insurance rates right now.
Yeah, I know. And for other reasons too, but we're not gonna get into that. But I mean, driving in Jersey ain't the problem. I hate driving into New York.
I
Whether
don't
it's
like New York too much.
no. I hate driving into the city because it's always a pain in the neck to park, and I hate driving on Long Island because it feels like it takes forever.
But that's a different story. That's a whole different topic, obviously. Like, Manhattan parking is horrible. It's always been horrible.
Yeah.
But the worst part driving in the city is rush hour.
Oh, definitely.
Like it's literally
definitely.
it's not called. I don't call it rush hour. I call it rush roulette.
Yep.
It's a reason because you literally, it's not even you have to be a very very aggressive driver to be in that city.
Yes.
And that's like Vince's driving is aggressive driving, very very aggressive, and I haven't seen going that fast. It's pointless, it really is. They've done a study recently. If it doesn't matter if you're going 80 miles per hour or 55 miles per hour, you're going to make there about the same amount of time. You're just speeding for wasting gas and just showing off.
Oh yeah, that's true. You'd be surprised. People be doing that just for the sake of doing it because they want people to pay attention to what they're driving. That's why.
I had a conversation with a couple of young adults, young men, and they're putting all this money into their cars. They're putting in superchargers, they're putting chips, NOS, exhaust, and I told them like, you guys wasting so much money in this shit. And I wish that somebody was my age come up to me and tell me, you're wasting money, kid. I would have never done that to my cars back in the day. Now that I look back, man, I wasted thousands into that shit because you don't even, you're not investing in anything really, because when you resell it, you're losing money. Actually, the real car collectors want the car original and every part.
Right. And when you modify it like that, it's like
you better just start a fire pit and throw your money there at that point.
But some people like to modify their cars like that. A lot of people like
the only thing I do to my cars now is just my windows.
Modifyings are just for the person. That's the whole thing.
Yeah. The only thing I do is my windows, and if I need a better radar system, and that's it. And maybe a remote start if it doesn't have it. My current car has everything in it. I just got to tint the windows, and that's it.
Oh, really? That's not bad.
Yeah. But look, other than that, I do have another one. So let's get into the rumor part, because this is really the real juicy piece of information at this point, right? And this is about Vince possibly trying to take back WWE. Now, of course, we heard these rumors multiple times, of course, right? We hear this all the time. But this sort of seems a little bit more better legit than others. And pretty much put it like this, right? So Vince McMahon is in active talks to buy back WWE with Saudi Arabia investors. As reported, I got you. As reported, Vince McMahon is planning to reacquire the WWE from TKO Group Holdings. Vince McMahon resigns as WWE chairman following a civil lawsuit in January 2024. He also reportedly sold over $2 billion worth of TKO shares, reducing his stock in the company.
Wow.
Sorry, stake. I mean, yeah. Hold on. Reports suggest all crimes, legal charges against this man has been dropped. Saudi investors are now keen to fund him in buying WWE back on a multi-billion-dollar expense. Vince McMahon plots making WWE a private company once again to gain majority control. So, with this possible news update, I want to know, do you guys see this as a legit thing, or do you guys see this as just another bait and switch news, rumor news?
I think it's another bullshit rumor, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I think it's a rumor, but the way the Saudis have been getting involved in a lot of things, perfect example, European soccer. Like, you got some of these families buying up some of the top teams in Europe. You got people invest. You got a lot of these owners. Look at it. Like, you got the
ESA Sports.
Yep.
They're getting ESA Sports right now. They're taking up a lot of big markets these days.
They're getting caught. They're investing in a lot. Like, for example, like the family behind Etihad Airways. Look, I remember the talk when they bought Manchester City, and people were like, that was a real big deal back then, because in England you weren't allowed to have, like, foreign owners was unheard of. And look what they did. Look at the money they put in. The new stadium, the training facilities, bringing in top players, moving up to the Premier League. They've won titles ever since. So it happens. So to me, I say keep an eye on it, because it may sound like a rumor, but don't be surprised if something like this does come to fruition. But it's definitely going to be a power struggle, because he's going to have to go up against Linda. She probably has a significant number of shares. She probably still has some percentage involved in the WWE. Of course, Stephanie, because she's married to Paul Levesque, a.k.a. Triple H. So, she's got a significant amount of say in it. And don't be surprised if he has to go through Shane as well. And even though people say he's no longer involved in the WWE, he still made a significant amount of money. And he probably still owns a significant amount of shares before they went public.
Yeah, well. I think he's not going to go. He's not really going to wait. I don't think so. It's really up to them if he goes back or not. Because remember, based upon that report, as long as he's able to buy back with the Saudis helping him, it don't matter. Because again, remember who's selling it? It's TKO. It's not WWE. So
that's true.
So
but then also
one thing I do know, has been not rumors. It's been confirmed. Saudis has been very, very interested in buying WWE, but they don't want percentage. They want the whole company, the whole shebang. Not like a TKO and whoever owns 50% like they were originally, like it is now. They want 100%, and they said we're not doing 100%. You're going 50 or nothing.
You're getting half, you're not getting jack. Yeah, because that's a serious investment. Because I think if TKO is a partnership with the UFC, am I correct?
Correct.
No,
they own
them.
UFC.
No, they own them.
They own 100%, I believe. Am I right, Wally?
Give or take. They own a stake, own 100. I don't know. I don't know for sure. But I know
that's the point of the whole merger. That was not merger. The half buyout was so the TKO can do what they did with UFC. They came over some auspices gold. They pushing it in other states, other countries.
Right.
And that's what they want. And they're starting to slowly do that. But the price tags on these tickets are ridiculous at this point.
I haven't seen it. Honestly? Really?
Yeah, the best seating obviously is up front. You want to be up front. See,
right.
You're gonna have to sell your liver and your arm together to at least maybe think about it. Not even affording it. Think about it and affording it. That's how expensive these are now. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna look it up how much the tickets are right now. I'm curious.
I remember a couple of people I know that went to I think it was SummerSlam when it was here in Jersey. I remember some people went to WrestleMania when it was here. I know some people went down to WrestleMania was down in Philly. And I think I'm trying to remember if SummerSlam was here at MetLife at one point as well. And I know people who got tickets and they were in the nosebleeds and they spent a nice penny. But the fact that you have to say they got to go, is the joy in it. But of course, if you want the arena floor, near the runway, right ringside, and everything else, you're probably all gonna have to pay an arm and a leg for it.
Oh yeah, Eric, you got jokes. You got jokes.
So according to
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Wow.
Google right now, if you want to go to a regular like a regular event, like TV event, we're talking about between 600 to 700. Now, if you want to go to WrestleMania, last year's were about between 9,000 up to 70,000 up the front row.
Shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
To me, that's a
70 grand.
yeah.
Damn.
What's up, True North? I haven't seen you in a while, my man. How you been? That is a lot of money you're talking about. 70.
Well, but I also say this. I'm gonna throw this extra spin on it because I saw this little birdie the other day as well as as a nice possibility of he might be meaning it though. Right? Let me add this back on. So as you guys can see, this is literally coming from his. Like they're saying that this comes from his backstage. Vince McMahon, the former chairman, CEO, it's all there, right?
Right.
I said I sell my company when I felt confident it could succeed in my absence. I no longer believe that to be true. Kiss my ass, TKO. I'm buying back the WWE. Hashtag kiss my ass club. Hashtag such a good shit pal. Oh
The
shit.
question is, if he does that, first of all, how much shares does he still own in the WWE? Number one, all right?
No, he
That's
sold
number
all,
one.
remember, he sold all his shares. So
He sold
he
all of it.
Yeah,
He has no rights in the company at this point.
more likely so he don't have no rights.
Because I do remember when TKO first bought him before the scandal came out, they said they wanted him to run it because they feel like he's the best candidate to run it because he knows the company better than anybody.
Well, yeah,
Similar
but
to what they did with
based
Wayne
on
White.
context, when he just supposedly what he said on X, he said when he feels confident enough to sell it and let it go, right? He was willing to let it go. Now he don't feel like that. So I'm guessing the reason at the time when he let go and sold it to TKO, which was surprising enough, right? It was because everyone knows, right? You're at that age, yada yada, all these plane trips and everything else, and constantly doing that, health situations. He probably's like, and then of course you don't want to damage the business with the lawsuits and everything. So
Yeah.
you did what you did. You would do what you had to do. So you sold it. It is what it is. You thought it was in good hands. You thought everyone had everything under control. You thought you didn't need a baby sitting on one and all that. And then next thing you know, as time grew, and like
He misses it.
this ain't no way. There ain't no way. He's like, fuck this. I'm coming back. God damn it. You're ruining my day's company.
I personally think he was forced to sell it because what was going on with the lawsuits,
Yeah.
he had no choice. He goes like Ethan. They kind of not literally, kind of like figuratively.
No,
saying,
he
"Listen,
definitely had to. Yeah.
put a gun in next to his head, like you're selling, or we're gonna make you sell. Which one is it?" So, and I have my theories behind this scandal. If you guys want to hear it,
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. Shoot. I want to hear
so
this.
my theory was because Stephanie and Triple H, aka Paul Levesque, knew he was never gonna sell. He was gonna die in that leadership. He was gonna literally
Yeah.
die in that seat.
Stephanie definitely knew that.
Those leaks of the lawsuit and everything, that was them doing it.
Really?
That's my opinion.
You
I
know
think
what?
they blackmailed him on purpose.
You
Because
know
that's the
what?
only way to get him out.
You know what? I could believe that. I could definitely believe that. But I think instead of Stephanie and Paul doing it because they were still involved in the day-to-day operations of the company, I wouldn't be surprised if it was Shane that did it because he really has no involvement in the day-to-day operations. He's doing his own thing now. I heard he was trying to get involved in streaming and some other stuff, so on and so forth. So whatever money he already had saved up, he was just chilling, watching his kids grow up and everything else. From what I heard, I think one of his sons was playing football at UNC. So he was just enjoying being there to watch his kids grow up. So,
I can see that.
I could believe Shane was probably the one who did it.
Yeah. If you remember a while back, he actually met with what's the owner of the AEW? I can't remember his name now.
Tony Khan.
Tony Khan,
Tony Khan. Yeah, he had a meeting with him,
Khan
and
Khan's
all these
son,
rumors came out, and they debunked it. There were just two guys sitting on the table bullshitting about wrestling because they
Right.
love the business, and I can respect that.
Right.
But the rumor at the time, they said, "Oh, Shane McMahon is getting involved with AEW to give the big finger to his father and to WWE because the way they pushed him out of the company." Okay, I can maybe see that a little bit, but that wasn't the fact, obviously.
No,
But
I think
I mean, I could honestly see it because with Shane had different visual ideas for WWE, and granted, neither if it was good or not in one way or another. I mean, he did have sort of ideas, like for instance, in NXT, that NXT Underground, like, well, I wouldn't say underground, but that sort of MMA like type underground scenario. That's, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's his original idea, or somewhat of that idea
really.
that he displayed, right? So there's things for sure. My thing is with Shane, I don't look at Shane like any more worse than anybody else. I think he's like equally on par with Triple H in the sense of ideas in wrestling, but I think he's a step better, honestly, because it's like, I say it like this: if you look at the time when Shane was around, and then you think to yourself now with Triple H running things, if you go back in the time, like you really saw Shane around, like I'm talking about in this like slightly couple years back in,
Okay.
ask yourself, was his time around really bad or good in that time of wrestling? And I guarantee you probably be like, it's actually pretty decent than what I'm getting with Triple H in this project right now.
when Shane was in, I think it was probably not the best, but
Right, like it's like neck and neck, but I'm saying he's a little bit.
So great, good, and
Average.
Not gonna watch it. I'm done with this shit. I think he was in the middle between great and good, in the middle there, because everybody has hit and miss,
Average.
let's be honest here. So when he was there, think about it. He went through the glass with
Yep.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle, yeah.
Oh, no, I was talking about that far back. I'm talking about in the recent years. I'm not talking about
when
way
he came back last time. You mean?
Huh?
When the last time he was involved.
No. I'm not saying like way back in the early 2000s though. I'm talking about like in recent years.
Oh, like within the last 5-10 years?
Yeah, give or take. Whenever like he was like really here, like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking. When he came back recently, that was actually okay. I can watch this again. It was getting pretty good. Then he left. I don't know what the reasons. He got kicked out again or left. I'm not sure the reasons.
I think he was frustrated. From what I heard, there was some things that he was frustrated with his father on some of the things that he wanted to do.
More like it was
and he was just like, "Yo, fuck this, I'm done." Because one of the rumors I was hearing was the invasion angle. He came up with the idea behind that invasion angle.
Mm-hmm.
And the other rumor I was hearing is, other than the invasion angle, he really wanted to keep WCW around. Like, he was trying to have both WCW and ECW still operate as their own entity, even though they were both acquired by the WWE. He felt there was a way to still have them run as separate promotions, but still linked to the family company. And Vince didn't want that.
I think that would have been a great idea.
It would have.
Yeah, because go ahead, Anthony.
Because I remember that last night on Monday Night Raw. I mean, not Monday Night Raw. That last night of Nitro, like the last show, and they did the simulcast and everything else. Like, it came off like no one saw that coming. Like, people knew WCW was done. Who bought WCW? And nobody knew. So when Shane came out and basically told Vince, I bought it, it was kind of like, oh, really? And he really and from what I was hearing, he was really pushing to, we could keep these guys going. We could keep ECW and WCW. Let's keep them as their own separate entities. They're still part of the WWE, but we can operate them independently. And for some reason, Vince didn't want that. Say again?
If you think about it, if you had all three
promotions,
also promotes going. You could do a draft a little differently.
Yep.
You could do a world title a little differently too.
Mhm.
Like you could have like one major big title, like the
Like the-
Supreme title.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
making names up, but you say, okay, you have to earn a WCW title to even challenge the master of titles,
Right.
or something like that. And like it opens so many storylines, so many opportunities.
You know what could have done? I know you think about it. You had one champion that could go to all three promotions, one tag team that could go to all three promotions, one women's title, one cruiserweight or light heavyweight, what have you, that could work in all three promotions. And the only way you challenge for that, like you said, Peter, you have to win either the titles in either WCW or WWE or ECW. You have to be in that running.
Anton, this is before you joined us. I don't know if you remember this, Wally. I had when we're doing a hangout show, I mentioned about, hey, would have been a smart idea even now. The world title is back in the picture. You should have the two titles, WWE Raw and WWE SmackDown. Those are the only two people can challenge the heavyweight title.
Right.
And a lot of my co-hosts sat down. He says that is a smart idea, Pete. I'm like, but of course, I'm just a dumb Greek who runs a small.
Say it again. You said, wait, who can do what?
Okay, so the guy who owned, let's say it was like a WWE Raw Championship, right? Then you have
the world champion.
Yeah, you have one world champion, and you have a SmackDown. Those only two can challenge the world title. I know it doesn't make sense, but it just is how I'm
unify the titles. You mean?
I'm sorry.
To unify the titles, you mean?
No. I think we're trying to say like the universal title,
in
a way per se, gives them free reign to go to any of the promotions.
Yeah, so you have the world title; they can go to either one. So that's gonna be like the guy who runs the whole, the face of the company.
Okay, so let me make sure that I'm getting this clear. So if you had a world title, you're able to swing around multiple promotions more than
correct. Yes. And only
I could see that with the universe. If they use the universal title like that, that person can
that's fine.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not worried about universal world title, whatever title it was. But the person who can challenge them, it couldn't be just a number one contender. It has to be another
someone with a belt. Somebody with a belt.
So if let's say they say, okay, let's say for example Roman Reigns was the ultimate champion, then you have Cody and Brock Lesnar, for argument's sake, on two different promotions. Cody beats Brock. What's his name? Roman Reigns. That title is open for grabs now. So they have to go through a battle royale or something to get to the next
or a tournament. Gotcha.
You see how this opens storylines now.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. No, that makes sense.
Wait. You said so. So wait. Pause. Right. So let's say Roman is in one of the productions, right?
Okay.
Let's say he's in Raw and he has the World Heavyweight title. Cody Rhodes has the WWE title, and Brock, for conversations, he's in WCW with the WCW title.
Correct.
And Cody went to go challenge Roman for the title, but he doesn't win the title. He gets it to be vacant.
No, he does win the next title.
Okay, he wins his title.
Yeah, so his old title gets vacant. So then the next two people who are up the line, they wrestle or do a Royal Rumble or as I mentioned to get the next new champion. Then he has the opportunity to challenge Cody again in this open storylines.
I get it. No, that actually could work.
Well, I wouldn't. Okay, small thing there, because I mean, if someone's trying to win to face Cody, I mean, I wouldn't see them getting a title. I mean, what he's saying while is this: you have let's go with and we'll take the invasion angle for example. You got WCW, WWE, ECW. The champions of those promotions can challenge that universal champ. That universal champ has dibs to all the promotions. And whoever wins that title, their promotion title is now vacant. Why would it be?
Say again?
That's where y'all losing me. Why would it be vacant?
No, because he can't have two titles. He can only have one because he becomes the
because now he can bounce around from one promotion to the other.
So they have
That
to
would be
do
the point of superiority. So yeah, why would I vacate? Why would I beat someone just to vacate a title?
but because you wanted the better title. The better title is the next level
because
up.
here's the thing. Because here's the thing.
It don't matter. It's the top title of the channel of the show.
No, because here's the thing. Like I said, WCW, WWE, ECW. Each of them have to stay in their respective promotions on their respective shows per se. You have a universal title, and that person can go to all three promotions.
Okay, I'm gonna pause you right there. You do know WWE has did it before when they unified world title and title, and
yeah, but it was just Raw and SmackDown. Yeah, but it was for both Raw and SmackDown. I'm talking about
no, but even when they were split, they would still technically do the same thing where they unified the titles regardless. So
I know that, but what I'm saying is, if they would have kept it for the invasion angle.
Right, but think about it. Look what you're saying for the invasion angle. I'm coming to invade another turf and saying I'm gonna challenge your champion and take that title. I'm not vacating. I'm taking it with me. What are you talking about?
I understand that what your theory is, and I get that. But what I'm saying, the person who gets the next title he gets promoted. It's
right,
like a promotion.
The challenger. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the next one, he opens another opportunity for the next person underneath. So that's the point of that. It's like a rank system. I'm sorry.
So right, so the challenger will get a chance to go after the person that has the title.
Yes, that's why you only can challenge the title. But if you win the next title, you have to let it vacant so they can.
What you talking? What? What? No. What the dog shit are y'all talking about? No.
Why not? Think about it.
Think about it. Exactly right. I'm taking that title with me. What the hell are you talking about? I'm gonna be 2-time champ. What?
Yeah, but that's a rule. You couldn't do that. That's the point of it. You can do one or the other only. You cannot be.
Man, look, if I come over there and beat your little sonny behind, I'm taking that belt with me. It's an invasion for a reason. You're coming in there King Kong style and stepping on grounds and saying, "Bitch, this is mine. Bye. You want it? Come get it."
It's similar to what they do with what's that? What the one title? It's only once a year the wrestler for Crown Royal.
Crown Royal, yeah.
Similar. The only 2 champions can wrestle that.
Right, but that's a one-off. That's a one-time year.
Imagine if that was all the time.
That would make no sense. That would just be pointless. I'm sorry. If I'm doing an invasion, I'm coming for your belt and I'm taking it and I'm putting you to shame. You're putting your roster in shame and jeopardy when I come and take that belt. No, I'm taking that.
I understand your theory, but the point of what I'm saying is going to open a lot of different storylines.
It's still going to open doors regardless.
I think, Peter, what he's also saying is this.
No. Hold on. If I take the belt from your roster, it's still going to open stories because now, guess what? You're disappointed in the person that already lost. You need a new man to step up and come take this title back home and bring it to grounds. I stepped away for dinner and Wally's freaking out. What did I miss? Yeah, damn right. You're missing some heat, Aaron. You're missing some heat because there's some gin right here I got for this. Look, if David was here, he would agree with me. Y'all motherfuckers.
Tell him to come on then. Tell him to come up.
Who, David?
If he was here, he would have already.
I actually had a conversation with David on the Hangout. He actually did agree with this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I got to go back and go watch this because that's nonsense.
I don't remember
I'm
what
over
show
here
it
gonna
was.
have a title. I'm over here gonna go face the title, and I'm gonna beat him up. But to beat him up, I'm just gonna beat him up, win, make him vacate his title, so some other sucker can come in here and say, "I'm gonna win that title, and I'm gonna get the vacant title." Get the fuck out of here! What the hell I look like? You think I just came here to motherfucking just piss on you? Not a chance, no. Not a chance in.
As the world champion or a SmackDown champion, I'm using those for example for the Ultimate Champion. Now, not only you're looking to go get the next title, but you're also looking behind you. Who's going to try to take my title at the same time?
Hey,
so looking back and forth.
It is what it is. I'm the best in the world for a reason. You step up or you step down. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. There's been times where you see champions. Let's be real. Literally, Seth Rollins had both the United States and the world title. He had to defend it on both nights. That's the whole point. Man up or step down. That's the whole point. End of the question, no debates. I'm done. I'm coming for it all. I don't give a freak. I'm coming for it all, baby.
I want all the belts. You want all the belts, huh?
I want it all. I'm gonna stun on my solo Sokoa stun. I want it all. Look out of here. Throw his music up. I want it all.
Yeah, I'm not playing his music. I might get copy strike for that one.
Of course not. Of course not. Of course not. I'm just saying. But
Best one I got for you. Hit this one.
That doesn't scream. I want it all.
You got that bad word, that universal title. Now imagine having that universal title around your neck.
Someone had to take his place.
You got that universal title around your neck. And you got that WCW, WWE, and ECW titles around your waist at the same time. Yeah, I got all the belts now, bitches. What?
Exactly. It's called bragging rights for reasons. That's the whole point. That's why they had the event, bragging rights. Like literally, you go and brag. Why not? Why not? I'm coming to brag. I'm coming to top ish. I'm coming to literally disrespect your roster and tell you have a weak person that was a champion. That's what you had. Who's gonna step up and really
I'll beat his ass and I'm taking the belt with me. Is that it?
Hey, what the hell? No, no. But look, I do agree. I would have look if they were to do that. Because here's the thing: the funny thing about what Shane did, and this is why I know Shane technically is right. Because look at what they're doing right now with NXT, with Evolve, with WID. They're doing pretty much the same thing. The only difference is those are quote unquote development centers. But let's be honest here. Again, you have enough power. You have enough struggle. You've been at the forefront for so long. Why not bring back and unearth WCW, ECW, and do it? Now, granted, of course, we all know ECW is more of the extreme, but let's be honest, y'all watered that down. But everyone still chants ECW. Everyone still wants that. Everyone still feels that. Now, granted, the development side of how you would develop champions, like different titles and names for them, that's going to be something you have to ask. But hold on. Okay, so Eric, if you are a world champ, you need to drop the IC or US champ to designate as the number one contender for the title. Yeah, natural build up. Yeah, sure. But look, they already proved that Shane technically is right because them doing that, and look at NXT. NXT became a big popular sensation. And eventually when it did its invasion, where it invaded the main roster that one time within that storyline, it popped. So Shane was technically, so if Shane had that idea, he's right because they already shown that it already is possible. The only thing is making it actually the thing. So again, they have the wheelhouse. The problem is now, of course, this the thing. The funding, as far as how it works, like how does it work independently or intangibly to the main product of WWE overall, and then everything else. Because of course they did ECW back then, and of course they had some people there, and there's only one title, which is the EC title, because of course the EC championship. They didn't bring out the hardcore title because you know how that was back in the days, and they kept, and pretty much everyone else had to swerve this around to bring the other titles over back to ECW. But even then, that, in some fairness to other people back in that time, that was also good in nature as well. They don't feel like it made success based on ratings, however it is. But to me, I liked it back in the days when ECW was a third party, and I loved it even in the games. So to even bring back the idea of bringing back ECW, bringing back WCW, it's a smart idea because they should have thought of it. Because honestly, let's be honest, right? I do remember a time TNA had the NWA title under their belts.
I think so, that's right.
So I would believe they actually owned NWA at that time, once upon a time. And if that's the case, they could have unearthed it back up and kept it under them. But I'm guessing they sold it to someone else, and someone else now re-earthed it and brought it back to light. And now there's an actual NWA classic title.
I think it's AWA. I think it's the AWA, not the
No, it's NWA right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's been that for a good minute. But literally, that's what they could have did. They could have did that. They could have honestly did that. So I think honestly, with the popularity of the iconic symbol of WCW and everything else, they could have done that. They honestly could have. And let's be honest, when NXT ratings, I mean, it's possible that you could have got it done.
Yeah.
Because if NXT, if you make NXT popular, right? You think you wouldn't have made WCW popular? I mean, we all understand the ECW part, and that is what it is. But of course, new things, new products, new things, and these new people you're bringing in. If you actually really lock in and say, okay, we're gonna give real sustainable contracts, the NXT, you're already bringing NXT to be drafted. Now you have WCW, you have ECW, you have SmackDown, you have Raw. You pretty much fill up the market to the point that you X out your competitors and say, yeah, because y'all can't even come out on a date and say you could even own a date. Because in reality, it's swarming WWE throughout the week. The only biggest problem I say that's a possible confliction is wearing out the fans because of pay-per-view. Because think about it. If you have ECW, WCW, right, WWE, wearing out like the Saturdays or the Sundays to the point where like 3 weeks straight, oh, you have a pay-per-view, like goddamn, like slow, like that is the only thing I say that would probably be like a niche pit point, but everything else I think they would have been good.
I think there's a way. I think what they could have did
I was gonna put that
was use. They could have used the pay-per-views each month as that one time to bring all three promotions together.
That's another good idea too.
That would have worked because let's be honest, WWE owns everything associated with WCW and ECW. The only thing they do is they're using some of the WCW pay-per-view names now for WWE. Great American Bash, Fall Brawl, War Games.
Right.
Come on now. They could have. That's the one thing they can do. Have all three different promotions, and the only time all three promotions are together is for a pay-per-view.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, so that's why I said that would be the only niche pin for the pay-per-views. Because I mean, granted, now if they were to do it like NXT, where they do a week in pay-per-view, where their pay-per-views are actually within the week. And it's like on a standard pay-per-view where everyone can see it, then that's something different, because at least at that point, that's the only way you sort of bridge the gap a little bit. But other than that,
but didn't NXT also have pay-per-views like on that Saturday?
Well, yeah, they do have they do sometimes, but I'm just saying like sometimes like if they would have to bridge the gap, they would put it within the actual show, like Tuesday shows or whenever they were on previously, because that's what they would have to do it. But that's what I'm saying. But at this point in time, honestly, I do believe that they could have unearthed WCW. They could have unearthed, again, ECW. And they could have had multiple people to run it. And again, at this point, it's not like they can't find people to be general managers of the stuff and just run it. You already got Paul Heyman. You may as well make him a general manager. That's easy. You're bringing back to ECW and let him have fun. You already have all this other stuff going on.
Give him back the baseball cap and that cell phone.
WCW, if you let Shane for the once, just let the man cook and just slightly, be like, hey, son, I see what you're doing here, but let's switch it this way. And just let the man run. Like, just let the man like do his thing. Like, let him do something cooking. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm thinking there's enough room. Okay, well, y'all go talk.
Oh, bless you.
Ooh, yeah, but I listen. It doesn't matter who you put general manager. If you can bring all three together through the title and through the pay-per-view, I think you have a gold mine in your hands.
That would
Wally doesn't like my idea.
Honestly,
no, it's not that I don't like your idea. It's the context of your ideas that I don't like. But at the same time, based upon how I look at it, yes, the idea would be smart.
It was perfect. I mean, and the thing is, it would have been perfect because people forget when they had Invasion. Look at all the wrestlers they had. And they
exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Survivor Series would be way more bigger. Bragging rights. You would bring back a lot of different things because they don't do bragging rights like that. No. Survivor Series would be way more bigger than it is because you have 4 companies going at it with each other. Right, for dominance. So you may as well be like it's a tournament, right? Like you got SmackDown going against ECW, then you got Raw going against WCW. And then it's like, then the final two teams go at it with each other. You literally, that could be massive. That could change
Could you
generations
imagine
on
that?
time frame.
Could you imagine a Survivor
That's my
Series
point.
tournament? A
Well, yeah,
Survivor,
that's what I'm saying.
think about it. A Survivor Series tournament, and on the Titantron, you have everything laid out like the All Valley from the Karate Kid.
By the way, if WWE is watching this, we get 30% of any profits you guys make.
Exactly.
30%. No, 50. no, 40. We ain't saying nothing high.
Okay, 50 then.
I was gonna say, I said 40, but okay. So we all know we're not gonna get 50. We all know we're not gonna get 50.
high. I'm going high because when they
gotta go high. Gotta go high.
We can get what we really want. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, we all know we're not gonna get 50, so that's why I said 40. No, we're high.
I know we're not getting 30 or 40 either, so you know
Well,
that you're gonna talk us down.
Hey,
But honestly, it could work
James,
because
right here.
honestly, if you think about it, it could work because look what WWE did. They took one of the most popular pay-per-views from WCW and made it theirs. Fall Brawl, War Games. All right, the 2 rings in the cage and everything else. That was always WCW. That was
Hey,
always.
do you remember who
WCW.
started that?
Oh,
That's how good your history is.
Dusty Rhodes, I think it was.
Yes.
There we go.
Which is why there was so much confliction with Cody making all them damn comments until, Vince puckered up and kissed his motherfucking hand, and then he comes back like a weasel. Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
You were struggling with money at the time too, so let's core as an ace too.
It was all about principle if you think about it.
It's a lot about principal, family, and a bunch of kissing.
Oh God.
Yes, a bunch of kissing up. So much kissing.
But one thing about him, he's not going down as the best one of the greatest because he was a great wrestler. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Great Mike Talker, also the creator of War Games.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about Dusty.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, he was he was the best seller. I ain't gonna lie, and that's the thing though. As good as we may well say he's not gonna be the best, but honestly, he definitely deserved a damn championship at that time because he's probably the best seller at that point.
That's true.
And he never got it.
And that's the problem. The best seller, no matter what you put him in, that freaking polka dot suit and all, and he still outsell that thing.
He made it work.
The biggest reason what they said, I don't know how true this is, he never got a title because Vince always went those muscle big.
He wanted the big muscle guys. He always like the big muscle guys.
That, but that's the thing. That stereotype ish. That's that BS that really just ruins wrestling. Because again, this is why we lost certain people because of the steroid gate. I'm gonna say it because damn it, because pretty much you're forcing people to juice up just to motherfucking appeal to you and your idea of getting jacked. Now nowadays people know how to do it more natural these days. People getting trainers and all that, but
Back
literally,
30 years?
you're ruining wrestling by thinking it's only about the big guys. No. Knowing that how it's storytelling and how the moves are moving and there's different cultures of wrestling, you just can't lay it on the big guys, especially when the big guys don't move that well either.
That's
it was about the big guys so much. What if that was the case? If it was always about the big guy, Big E should have been bigger than what it was. The meathead should have been bigger than what he was, but they weren't. Why not? Especially the big head. We all know what I'm talking about. Mr. Ryback himself.
Yep.
Jacker than mother lover.
Yep.
Didn't get the juice.
There are so many wrestlers that are big, not muscular, overweight, that deserve big Bang Bang Bigelow for a great example.
Definitely.
He was a great wrestler.
And people, he was big. And the thing is, he was agile for his size.
Right. But you know what's crazy though? But they'll give Big Show that world title though, and he's big as anybody else and not muscular. He's just a big giant. Now, don't get me wrong. Big Show at a younger age, he was definitely on some other stuff because he was doing some things that a big man shouldn't be doing at a younger age at that time. Like I was seeing him jump, kick up. I was like, no, that shouldn't be possible. That should not be possible. But hey, I ain't gonna lie though. Have you seen new Big Wade's cut? He is way cutter than what he was back then.
Wait, who?
Big Show. He's actually cut down in weight.
No, he's ripped now.
Yeah,
Really?
because he's trying to make a comeback. He's trying to make a comeback.
Wow.
Not only that, he also realized that weight he was carrying did a lot of harm for his health over time.
No, yeah, and it
can
does.
imagine.
And that's
and
another
a lot
reason.
of other people are slowing down.
Yeah, also another reason why he bought an RV and he had a driver drive him from location to location versus renting a car, driving a hotel. Hopefully, he can find a gym, and that's the biggest issue that most of these guys have is the traveling skill is so hardcore.
Yeah.
Is eating, you're eating on the go, and that's the hardest part when you're trying to cut or gain or whatever, trying to be on a strict diet. And if Paul was on this, he would agree with me. Second is always finding a good gym. That is the hardest part, is because they're okay. Planet Fitness can do it, but it's not for the hardcores. It's just for
Yeah, I don't think it's really gym. I think it's really those people that know what nutrition and dieting really is. And I think finding those guys, those trainers to really get with, because when you see certain people, like when moviegoers and they know they got to cut real fast and do all this, and you see how lean they get, and it's like, well, damn, who's your trainer? Because it's like that's like 90-day transformations right there.
Yeah, they're on a very strict diet, right? All this stuff, but with these guys, they need the best equipment to work out. They want a powerhouse or a gold gym, for top of line equipment. The food's the hardest part. You're out traveling. Okay, I want to, Chris Jericho said it multiple times. Half the times he was eating pizza on the go. That's why you see him scenes like he's ripped. All of a sudden, then he gets the bubble gum.
Yeah, because traveling it's so scary, because it's not like if you're staying in one place, you have time to prep food. But when you're traveling, it's like you just got to take what you can get. And sadly enough, there's not a lot of great options, a place you can just go to where it's solid dairy, home cooked meals without all the extra BS. So, Yeah,
the only option, and sometimes they don't even have this option because of how late they travel to, is diners. That is the closest to, but again, is factor of how much money you're dropping into the food too, on top of that.
Right.
Yeah, we got a lot of diners here in Jersey, so
Jersey does, but what in Stroudsburg? 4. That's
really
it. Yeah.
Wow.
4. And Alton, I know all the owners because all of them go to my church. Alton closes early, so dinner's out of the question because he doesn't really make money at dinner. He said, like, I make more money just open lunch and dinner, lunch and breakfast. He said to me. So the other one, triplets, he makes some money, open for late. But when it starts slowing down, it might say 10 o'clock, but if he dies out at 8, he's closing their doors early. He says, fuck that, I'm not staying open. So a lot of places don't do that shit anymore. Diners are still around, but the diner franchise are taking over slowly, like Perkins and so on. Again, you're going back to the same thing we're talking about. Is it even worth going there? Because again, now you're talking more a fast food diner thing versus a actual healthy diner.
Right.
There was a Perkins around. There was one Perkins I remember here, and I think they were only around for maybe a year or two at the most, and then they shut down. Now that place is an actual sports club. It's like a sports bar and club.
So we had 2 Perkins up here at one time. Recently, we're down to 1. So one in Strasbourg, literally about 5 minutes down the street from my house. Literally, you can walk there in 5 minutes. And that was the 24-hour location. The second location was in Strasbourg. I believe they were closing between 11 and 12. Recently, about that last year or two, they shut down this location because the Mount Pocono was making more money, number one. And number 2, if they were having too many issues with all the drunks after the bars, because the bars are literally down the street from each other. So there were too many problems. So they cut the losses. And like, you know what? The property's up for sale now. And nobody's going to buy that property. It's humongous property. I'll be honest with you. And like, if you're going to buy that, I think if you're going to buy the property, tear the building down and build a goddamn gym out of it, because you got enough property for everybody.
Right.
Wow. Yeah, because last call here in Jersey is at 1:30, 2 o'clock. The bars are done. And the only places that are open and the only places that are open late are 2 places. Either a diner or White Castle.
Right.
Yeah, I know a bunch of diners because remember my cousin lives in Jersey, and that's a lot of diners are open 24 hours in Jersey.
Yep.
Now, all of them, a lot of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You're right. New York is one of the few states that are open to 5 a.m. I believe the bars.
Yeah.
But Jersey, PA, and some other states, I'm not sure how many states there are. They close the last call around 1:30ish.
Yeah.
They finally kicking you out. They call 1:30. By the time they get everybody out, it'll be 2:00. By the time the DJ breaks his equipment down, they clean the bar. It's 2:30, 3:00 in the morning. You want to get home.
Yeah.
I don't blame them for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then at times when you're leaving those places, you're hungry. The first place you want to go to, here in Jersey, you're going to a diner. Plain and simple.
The other place you can go to for 24 hours, again, Wawa. But you're not getting great food.
Or quick check. Or quick check.
What I'm looking for? Those gas station foods.
Yep.
Again, going back to the same thing. Diet is number one. If Paul was on here, he would tell you, and you know this, Anton, as a military guy.
Mm-hmm.
First thing they teach you in the military is your diet, right?
Diet, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing I remember in basic training, if you were deemed, out of shape and they felt like you needed to cut some weight, they put you on a 500-calorie diet. That means you ate 500 calories for breakfast, 500 calories for lunch, 500 calories for dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So, but let's move it on. Though. Real quick, because I'm going to put this one question in here. So, regardless, let's say if this rumor somehow becomes legit, right? However it is. Do you even truly want Vince to come back into control of WWE or not?
No, not at this point.
No. Because the problem with Vince, he was too set in his ways. He didn't want to listen to people when it came to ideas. He didn't want to listen to anyone when it came to suggestions. I mean,
well, let's be honest. Everyone's set in their ways because, let's be honest here. Regardless if it's fans, whatever. But even right now within the promotion right now we're in, a lot of people are set in their ways just the same because they're not really listening to any feedback of anything. So, a lot of people are always set in their ways. Neither now, if they're right or wrong, that's a difference.
Right.
But, yeah, I see that across the board with anybody.
So that's just for me. For me, Vince, I think Vince felt like he had to have total control almost everything. He didn't want to delegate, He didn't want to delegate. He didn't want to trust other individuals who could have oversaw anything. He felt like he had to have that say in almost everything, and that was the problem. Like, okay, you have your daughter. He had his daughter Stephanie. She could have made some decisions or make calls in certain areas. No, he didn't want to do that. Shane, if he was still involved before he decided to leave, no, he didn't want to do that. Okay, his son-in-law Paul, he could have had him do something. No, he didn't want him to do that. He could have had anybody. You could have had a lot of other people, family members, retired wrestlers like say Stone Cold, say Shawn Michaels, say Undertaker, Bret Hart, whomever, pick WWE Hall of Famer. They could have came in and made a call for something, and if it wasn't something that he didn't like, he was going to have an issue with it. He felt like he had to have total control of everything. And like I said, the only person in the locker room, and I'm not talking about just the current roster, I'm talking about even the ones that are retired. The only person that was able to stand up to Vince McMahon and he never questioned him is The Undertaker. Because while everyone else called him Mr. McMahon, Undertaker was the only one that called him Vince. Like when you heard him,
that's fair, but that's my thing. That's my thing though. It's like with Vince, for me, it's like you have to look at it as, because for me, this is how I look at it. If I'm in Vince's shoes per se, and I'm away from the business, I walked away because of allegations. However, they stick me up, they pin me against the corner. However it is, right? However the notion of the ocean goes. Even though I don't think so, that's the case, because if that was the case, why did Stephanie have to walk away?
She was getting tired of the bullshit.
Well, I don't see how, because it's not like they really hunt you down. It's not like they hunt down Triple H neither. So that's my thing.
But still, it was just the fact that what he was being accused of, and the fact
I understand that, but I'm just saying, like, to the level of degrees, like, But hey, here nor there. But my thing is this: if I'm in Vince's shoes and I'm like, all right, I walked away, I gave my business away because I felt comfortable for the first time in a long time to just let my business go and think it's in good hands. And I'm at home seeing the production day in and day out. 'Cause let's be honest, I do believe Vince is somewhere in his house watching the production every freaking damn day. And is like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
That is a legit reason too. Maybe maybe he didn't come back as a owner or CEO or anything. Maybe he came out as an advisor.
But he doesn't want to do that.
I know that.
Yeah,
But
because let's be honest, even if he came back as an advisor, I don't think so. That would have been the case because let's be honest, it's like you come back as an advisor, great, but guess what? When other people were advisors, you didn't want to listen to them, and they were trying to advise you. So what's the point of listening to you when you're an advisor? It's not gonna happen. That's not gonna be the same thing. My thing is, but that's my thing is like with Vince. My thing is, and this is why I say this: when Vince was in control, he was very strict about the product. Even if even though it was sort of going down sometimes, and it was a little cricket every now and then, but he was strict about it. He was very strict about how it was going to be done, how it's going to be laid out, everything else.
The only thing I would say to that, my only pushback to that is his end towards the end, like the PG eras and stuff like that. That's where his worst work was coming in.
Yes,
and it was. I think he was.
Look, hey, all criticism, all there. I mean, the PG era, it is what it is. I mean, granted, it was morally so that era was morally so to kids and more than anything else. And plus, I think that was because of the toning down shift of whatever. And yeah, and I get it. I know a lot of people don't really favor the PG era. I know a lot of people. But
what
I was going to say was towards the end, I think he was like getting out of touch with the material because
I understand that.
And I think he was like, I won't say burned out, but I think it was time for him to step down. And he would not. He was going to die in control if he had his way.
I think the one other person that probably convinced him.
Also, it's like, oh, go ahead.
I think there's the one other person I can think of that probably made him step down. Also, I'm surprised no one ever thought about it. Linda.
You think so?
I can see that.
Say it.
You think so, really? Why do you think that? Let me hear your reason behind it.
All right. Yeah, I think she did. Maybe she put up with some of his nonsense and probably, paid it no mind or just overlooked it, so on and so forth.
Linda was like, I don't know how long she was gone from WWE, but she was gone for a good minute. It's like it became toxic location. It's to a point,
and that's probably why she stayed away. And that's probably could be a reason why she stayed away, because it was just too damn toxic. Whatever was going on in the locker rooms, things like that, it just felt that damn toxic. She didn't want to be around.
Yeah, it can be a hectic workplace. Let's be honest. When you hear stories from CM Punk and everything else and all that, and him just abruptly leaving and saying F this shit, there's a lot of times where it can get that worse.
Yeah,
it is. Certain people or certain guys, like you got the Vince guys, you got the Triple H guys, you got the Paul Heyman guys. You have certain people that favor certain people.
Right.
It is what it is, or they're favored by them. It is what it is. But that's my thing. Is like, hey, look, it's always going to be a thing. There's always going to be favoritism with certain people having certain things. It's always going to be a thing, right? I just think like the level of it is just very pick and choose. Because I do think towards the end, like in a lot of cases, like towards the end of a certain point of Vince, he had to know, like he had to realize he can't keep selling what he actually sell back in the day. Like he can't sell it no more like that.
And that was the problem.
And he had to sort of pivot, which is why like when he sort of started to pivot, like more leading towards like, all right, I'm gonna start pivoting more to these other people that really do deserve it, or really like he can really see like go forward. When he started to pivot and go towards Big E at a certain point, but then but Triple H was like, no, we really have to push Roman, which honestly, again, this is the one time I say Vince had it right, but Triple H was just hell bent backwards like a monkey, and just really gave him the 8 business. And
I think the reason Triple H probably pushed Roman also was come on now, it's his lineage. Come on now, that probably carries some weight.
It does, but at the same time, it don't for me. And the reason why I say that is because, again, it's like I get it, right? When you took Roman, brung him back, start really smashing, start really hurting people, start really going all out and doing that aggressive stuff. I'm like, all right, I dig that. That was a good start because it worked for his persona because he wasn't really a talker.
Right.
You were the beat down person. That's
He
fine.
was the muscles when
That's
he was
fine, and that worked for me because that honestly did work for me. I did love that. And then you paired him up with Paul Heyman. Again, another smart deal. Granted, I would prefer someone else that's more close to lineage overall, but still cool. It is what it is, right? And you worked that out, and it was looking nice. But then that whole weird confliction within the family and the power struggle and all that, and the backstabbing, that was like, okay, you know what? You're wearing out your welcome with that ish, and I ain't like it.
Oh,
I do agree.
The Usos and Solo and them.
I do agree. Roman does his best work as a heel, hands down. That's my personal opinion. I think when they put him as Tribal Chief, that was a good move. But I do agree with the power struggle, backstabbing. That was a little bit too much. One thing I disagree is how long they kept the title on him. I mean, like, they made this monster. They couldn't get the title off him. Like, they didn't know how to get it off him at one point.
Right.
No, they could have got it off him. They just didn't want to.
That too.
Let's be honest. Fans were screaming like crazy. I mean, to be honest, let's be real. Roman Reigns was the Floyd Mayweather of wrestling at that point when he had the title. He was literally booed by everybody to lose that son of a gun. And the moment he does, guess what happened? We want Roman. Oh, you gotta be kidding me!
Here's my thing with Roman's run. Towards the end, it got burned out. I thought, like, you knew it in the end.
You can tell it got burned out. Yeah.
Yeah, because you knew the same story. Roman had a match. He was doing losing. Then the family comes in. They jump him. Then the next minute he wins the match again. Okay, yada. Again, the next pay-per-view, same concept. Eventually, all right, give it up, guys. Do something different.
And that was the thing that really pissed me off with that is because they made him start off looking strong to only end up making him look weak, and that was the selling point of ruining it because you made him eventually weak at that point. You couldn't make him really win matches on his own terms. You had Bloodline always interfering. It was like, okay, that's like, it's one thing if they interfere every now and then, but to the point that he always interfering. Like, no, you had to win that straight outright, and that wasn't good look when you constantly needed help. When you're supposed to be the chief, like you're supposed to be the top dog, and you over here looking like the weak link, like, like, you know what I'm saying? So it was bad because I ain't gonna lie, it was so bad timing how they did it. Because especially the moment when they sold the weak link moment when Solo was like not doing the acknowledgement and they were sort of signaling like he was gonna step away, he gonna separate. I'm like, that was actually bad because if they had Jacob there, that would make more sense because Jacobs is just more stronger as a performer than Solo. Right. That would make more sense of that power struggle, like where he separates and be like, I think this needs to be a new man in town because you weak. And it's like we're carrying your ass every day, we carrying your ass every week, and you want to sit here and want to push us around like we your lap dogs. Like, nah, like that would have been perfect, but they didn't went with that with everything else, and they didn't really pull the trigger with Solo really being an actual performer because I think they're really slowing him down from really being that. They're making him goofy. But
even now, I think Solo has a lot of room to grow. He's not ready.
No, I mean, when you look at him at NXT, he was way more better in NXT than he is on the main roster. It's just a thing that they just do. It's just like, it's just weird. And that's why I'm like loving. Like, for instance, the same way you feel about Tommaso Ciampa. You thought he was way more better in NXT when he got to the main roster than the main roster. But hey, it's the same ordeal. And that's somewhat with a lot of people. Like when you come up to the main roster for some reason, you're really not doing nothing. Like right now, they got Obar on the main. They technically got Obar on the main roster, but he hasn't signed to a roster yet. And it's like we're waiting. When Raw came past day, right? Brock Lesnar did a quote unquote an open challenge, and everyone's screaming Oba. But you ain't gonna buy in and sell that. You're gonna wait until later and make someone else take that role. That's stupid. So it's like, you ain't giving the people what they want, and even if you do, you're gonna give it to them later when most people believe that's worthy of a WrestleMania match. You just have to make sure to sell it right and not interfere and be dumb about it.
Right.
But
it's all about timing. It's all about timing.
Yeah,
and sometimes it's like they either wait too long or shoot too soon.
Yeah, and that's my thing. But that's what I'm saying. I think the honest thing is with Vince, I think Vince would never have come back or even try to fight to come back if the product was just more locked down territory of just really gun holding on these stories and being legitimately focused on them. Because honestly, when you leave too much room to, I mean, don't get me wrong, injuries are injuries. We can't help those, right? We can't help those.
Right.
But when other things are just naturally happen and there's no injuries and you're following through, make sure you actually follow through. Because if you're like right now, I'm hearing some rumors that they're trying to sign certain wrestlers, but if they sign certain wrestlers, they don't got no story, they don't got nothing really going on for them. It's like, what? Like, why you gonna sign people and you don't got nothing going on?
It's like it's like they're only good for the in-house shows. That's it.
And that's the
one
worst.
person that I thought they were going to bring in, and I still don't understand why they never brought him in. I'm going to drop the bomb now. Is Zilla Fatu? I thought during the whole range.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I thought I know we will, but I thought he was going to be the one who you bring in, but they never did for some weird reason.
You're talking about during the bloodline angle. You're talking about during the bloodline arc? Yeah. Because because it was like, okay, you had Roman, then you had Jimmy and Jay, then you got Solo, and then you like, okay, then next suddenly you got then you got Tonga Loa and Tonga. I'm like, what? These guys, like, I didn't know they were
the other guys, that brought in, they really do nothing with them to this day. They're just backstage stuff.
They only have moments. And then even if they're doing something with them currently, it's not to their standard that you know them for in other promotions.
No.
So,
And then all of a sudden you got Jacob Fatu, and you're just sitting like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, you see everyone like this is a family reunion all of a sudden and everything else.
Right. But hey, look, let's go here, right? But because my main tell off on that question was pretty much just to iron that part out, because I think, because literally for you to because for anyone to think about coming back to a company and regaining it, you honestly thought that it was just a bad move to let it go in the first place because of how people are rating. But let's go in, because I do want to talk about Zilla, and one of the things I do want to mention about Zilla Fatu in this conversation is, what do you think right now is next in his career? Because I don't know if you guys noticed, right? David, this is pretty much thanks to David on this topic, right? Because he let me know that he faced MJF for the AEW's title within, I think, Hog Wrestling, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
And they had and I seen the video, they had a really good match, right? But it's like right now, I'm looking at this, I'm saying to myself, where is the next step for Zilla Fatu from here on out? Because let me read you guys some achievements that he has done so far. So he's the 4th rope wrestling champion, right? Heavyweight champion. One time, and he's current. He's the Gremlin House Wrestling. He's the GHW World Tag Team Champion. One time, he's current with BG Wayne. He's the House of Glory Crown Jewels Championship. 2 times current. He's the Noble Champion Group, or in this case, the NCG Noble Crown Champion, 1 time current. He's the Reality of Wrestling, or as they would call, Road Heavyweight Champion 2 times, right? And literally, in 2025, he was ranked number 194 of the top 500 single wrestlers in the PWI 500 of 2025.
Damn.
So when you look at how big that list is and then where he was ranked, it's like, where does Zilla Fatu go from here to really push himself further as a star? Peter, what you got?
That's a good question. The only thing I can say right now is if they do bring him into WWE, I'm worried about they're just going to put him in the background and do nothing with him, because he has a lot of talent.
Yeah.
And he what you see on TV, how nice he is, he's in real life like that, because I met him, like I said before.
Right.
So I'm worried they're just going to waste his talent away, and he's going to get frustrated, and he's going to ask for his release end of the day. So where does he go? That is a good question. Where does he go? AEW, maybe. I think it'd be his best choice, because I think
interesting, because our boy David said the same ordeal.
Yeah, really. because
He actually said the same thing. Y'all actually agreed on this one. Y'all actually agreed on this.
We do agree a lot and disagree a lot too. But here, like I said, my original statement. Let's say he does go to WWE. It doesn't matter if it's Raw or SmackDown. It doesn't matter which brand he goes to. What are they going to do with him there? Roman Reigns is very hot again. Cody Rhodes is very hot. CM Punk is very hot right now.
They're gonna have room for him. They're gonna probably stick him in NXT.
Yeah,
why?
They might just they might do that, but
then he's just gonna wipe the floor. The matches are gonna get boring again.
Well, yeah, because you gotta think about it too. It's like even when they get there, it's also because you gotta think about this, right? A lot of certain people on the wrestling market. So, for instance, hold on, because I gotta get these names here real quick because I don't remember most of these guys' names by heart. But for instance, hold on, where's this guy? Sorry, hold on, give me a moment.
Who are you looking for in particular?
Yeah, I'm trying to look for his name. Oh my gosh, I hate when I have to look. Yeah, where is he? Okay, Ethan Page. Most people believe Ethan Page could have easily just went to the main roster, right?
Okay.
Now remember, Ethan Page was from AEW at the time, and then he came up to NXT. Instantly won the NXT World Champion, and he instantly won it. Defended for a little bit. Then he went down. He lost it. Then he went down to the NXT North American. Defended that for a good minute, and then lost it recently this past Tuesday to to one of the younger talents, which was Miles Bourne, right? Which crowns a new champion. So a lot of people think that he was easily able to be like main roster Bourne. So I may say, here and there, however you want to look at it, right? And I honestly believe that he is main roster bound right now. Like he literally is main roster because he literally has the factor. He has the whole thing, has the whole package, especially with what they were doing with that angle, what they were doing with what's her name? Oh my gosh, Chelsea Green. That angle with her and everything, and they're both Canadians and all that. That was a good angle as well. I thought they're going to do sort of like a JBL adjacent type storytelling line with that, and because that would actually fit. You know what I'm saying? Like he's your top guy, Chelsea Green. How everyone look at it. Because when they both had the American title and everything, they literally had that storyline. So they literally were big and prop like together. So it's way easier. So I could definitely see him right now being main roster bound. Reason why they never plugged it, pick and choose, but he's definitely ready right now for sure, without a shadow of doubt. But even to that point, it's like, there's a lot of things. And let's be honest, there's a lot of people that easily could just jump here, right? And maybe, who knows? Because I also heard some other stories where, hold on, for instance, Blake Monroe, right? When she was in AEW, right? She came over. She easily could have been to the main roster, but she chose to be in NXT. Why? Because she just wanted to market herself. And she wanted to keep that upright. So she took an investment on NXT right now just to ride the coattails, just to ride the rides, build up her name and everything else, and build her stature. She's playing the smart role. So, there's certain people that instantly come from some other, roster, whatever, that comes from any other wrestling corporation, comes to the WWE, and they easily could have been on the main roster, but they're choosing to go to NXT. It's just one of those things. Now, some other people, they probably found them, they found them like they're this big sports stars, and they gave them a WWE contract, and they worked their way up and everything, and they trained, and then, of course, they worked to NXT. But other people definitely, for sure, are main roster bound. Like they didn't have to choose the NXT at all. They could have just went to the main roster. So that's how I'm looking at that. But for me right now, right, and the way I look at it, for me, I think like this. I think the next move for Zilla is sort of pull the same thing Jacob Fatu did and go to MLW. I think that would be like a nice stepping stone. Like go to MLW, build your name there, and from there, that should push you further into the next echelons.
Interesting.
Because think about it, Jacob Fatu was there, and he was world champion there before he came to WWE. So I can see the same.
The reason I said interesting because during Comic-Con, when I met him, and David asked me the same question, when you going to WWE? The first thing he said to us was, Triple H has my personal cell phone. He can call me anytime, anywhere. We can have that conversation, and we can make a deal that same day.
Right.
Oh shit.
But yeah, that's true.
And he said his personal cell phone, not his agent, not his business
personal
line,
stuff, yeah, no.
personal cell phone. So that means a lot right there. So
I know.
he's waiting for the phone call. He's ready to go there.
It's just a matter. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, I think it's also if he didn't have that conversation yet, let's say they did, for argument's sakes, the storyline has to be right for him to go there.
Oh no, for sure.
Maybe this is just a theory, like maybe Roman wins the title back, and he's the new champion now. Maybe bring him back. Goes, hey, cuz, look who's in town now. Now you gotta fuck with me. Maybe that'd be a good story to get him in there. Roman versus Tafu. Tafu. Think about it.
Well, I wouldn't take that big jump.
I'm just throwing scenarios out there.
I know, but I'm just saying that's a huge jump to do, like straight up the gap.
But we see other wrestlers come into the promotion from the indie scene, and they jump right into the main roster.
Yep.
No, that's what I'm saying. But there's some people that are able to do that. Others not so much. It just depends on certain people. I could see him go straight to the main roster, but going up there and then facing Roman, that's the difference. I'm not able to see that pass.
Or maybe another theory is he team up with somebody else, maybe another cousin of his, and go after the tag team, maybe against the Usos or the MTS.
That could work.
I mean, for me, if he comes, like this is my thing. If he comes, I think he joins Jacob because you got to remember too. Remember when Jay put out that disdain comment, like what side of the family they on? We don't fuck with we don't f with them. And I'm like, see that right there. If you bring him in, link him up with Jacob, and then they go at it like that right there is something else right there. And granted,
that may be a good idea, Wally. When you think about it,
huh?
I agree with you. I think that may have a good idea. Link up with Jacob because Jacob was like the lone wolf always.
Yeah.
And Zilla Fatu, he's kind of the same way. He's kind of a lone wolf too. But when they brought him in, everybody says, "Why the hell he's here? He's dangerous. Stay away from him. He is a loose cannon." And it kind of, his character kind of is. Now bring a second loose cannon along Wolfen, you might have a chemistry for disaster in a good way,
right?
Like they might, in other words, like The Rock, you said in one of his videos, fuck shit up.
So, I can definitely see it. So that's what I'm saying. But yeah, I think honestly, like anything in some perpetuity of just moving up the world, like I think he needs to like really touch more of like the higher sceneries of the wrestling world and just move up the stakes. So MLW like Jacob did, some other stuff like that. Yeah.
Let's be honest, he's probably the most popular indies wrestler right now.
Yeah.
They'd be stupid not to bring him in. But I don't know why they're holding off. That's my question now.
Where are they going to try to put him? I think that's what it is.
I mean, right now, that's my thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, with all the stories of hearing left and right of this or that, and hearing, like, oh, they signed this person, but where are they going to bring him in and what they're going to do with this person? That's my thing right there. It's like, honestly, I feel like they're understaffed, under creative, and they're just don't really have anything locked in to really work with other people. And it's like, right now, this is the pinpoint of where Triple H has to, like, somewhere has to wake up and be like, hey, you're running a show here. You're running a product. God damn it. Don't think just because you got people here, you can just smooth this forever. Like, literally, like, wake up.
Yep.
Like,
do something.
Look at what's going on. You're burning. Open your eyes. No, something to that effect. But, but that's my thing. And so it's like, right now, Triple H is like, that's what I'm saying. Like, for me, I'm not going to be like so harsh. Cause I understand, like, he's just now taking this in. He's really like trying to get things. So it's like, you know what? I'm gonna give him some few years to really, before I really start burning the shish kebab on his ass cheeks. But it's a couple years in. I'm gonna let him have his grace period. But eventually something got to add up because it's just like again,
Imagine you're gonna take away that learning curve. Is that it?
pretty much. But it's just my thing is, I don't want to say this. You just can't have one show look like this and then the other shows look like this.
But that's the problem WWE always had. Because if you remember back in the day in the early 2000s, Raw was up here and SmackDown was here. Now it's reversed.
Not really. I don't really see it that right now. Well, you know what? I sort of agree with what you're saying. Like reverse meaning the main rosters are looking like this and the NXT looking like this. Like, because literally, I think in most cases,
I'm also
saying,
I'm saying SmackDown has a better storyline right now, better everything than Raw. I don't know, Raw kind of bores me now these days.
No, I can respectfully understand that point, but I don't believe SmackDown is any much more of a storytelling than Raw does. And the only reason I say this is because you got to think about it, which we're about to get into it with the Elimination Chamber, and I'm going to point that out why. Because literally, it's like I think they're really both in the same pothole. They're just not running the same visual storytelling, but they're in the same pothole. But yeah, that's just my thing. Like that's how I look at Zilla right now. Cause I think Zilla, the more he deals with certain people, the more eventually he's just gonna rank up. And the fact that he's like literally was voted like 194, like he's only 6 places slightly upper than 200. I mean, he's almost bound to be right up there. Like you got to start looking out for him and really make that call because I can only imagine right now if Zillow been getting calls from anybody else like AEW or whoever, and they're calling or texting and dropping him big numbers of a contract. Like it would be crazy. I wouldn't be surprised.
And don't forget also, his brother in WWE, he might be bugging upper management like, yo, you gotta bring my brother into this before you lose him, dude.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things. But and look, that's just my take on Zilla Fatu.
Before we move on, I want a fun fact I want to put out. Most people don't know. Umanda, when he was wrestling, when he used to scream a name out loud, it was actually Isaiah, his son. He was screaming. That's a little fun fact I found out.
Oh wow.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. That's cool. All right, that's cool. That's nice. So let's go into the next topic right there. And for anyone else, please in the comment section, drop in your comments how you feel about Zilla Fatu and where he is in his wrestling journey, where you think it should be his next step. Let me know. Let's go into WWE Elimination Chamber. As you guys know, that is tomorrow for sure. So here are the matches we have for Elimination Chamber right now. And this is pretty much the main stake. I think it's like 4 matches, which
is sad.
Yeah. But men's Elimination Chamber, and this is actually why I sort of say Raw and SmackDown are pretty much in the same boat as far as storytelling. The men's Elimination Chamber is Cody Rhodes versus LA Knight versus Randy Orton versus Javon Evans versus Trick Williams versus Jey Uso. Now, let's get this very clear. We all know how this usually works. You see who's in there. You see 3 Raw guys. You see 3 SmackDown guys. We all know who's winning. It's the SmackDown guys. We all know Royal Rumble. We gave that Roman, and Roman's going after the Raw title. So we're going for someone for the SmackDown title, right? And we always know, usually with these Elimination Chambers, we're gonna do what? Give the guy from SmackDown the freaking dub. So, with that said, we can cut out 3 people that won't be winning that night. And that is going to be LA Knight, Javon Evans, and Jey Uso. Them 3 are going to get eliminated. Okay, with that said, now we only got 3 contestants left. I say left. Who do you guys think that's going to win the Elimination Chamber between Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, and Trick Williams? I'm already eliminating Trick. So we're down to 2.
I think Cody's going to win it.
And this is why I said neck and neck in storytelling.
I won't be surprised with Randy Orton.
That's
Really?
it. Because the feelings right now, it's really screaming Cody right now. And honestly, I do hope it is Randy. Because we need something new here. I'm sick and tired of Cody being champion, especially if it ain't good.
And it just sucks that, I mean, and the thing with LA Knight has really like worked his way up.
He did. He was on SmackDown. They moved him over to Raw. You would think, oh, moving him over to Raw, oh, he's about to be a big star. Nope.
But that's the thing, like LA Knight has really worked his way up to the persona, everything that he's done for so long. Like he's found a way, like his mic skills are great. He has that persona, he has that charisma. Like he finds a way to bring you in, and you're just as hyped as him. And you want to see him get that moment. You want to see him finally get that moment because it feels like he's been cheated out of it for the last few years. For whatever reason. Some of it, maybe some of his own, maybe the politics behind the scenes, who knows? You want him to have that big breakout moment, you know? And this could be, I would like to see this, or when's the next pay-per-view? I'm trying to think of.
Okay, after Elimination Chamber, hold on.
Probably like a month from now.
Just keep on talking because I'm about to. I'll bring.
Because I feel like this is a guy who's done everything you've asked, shown up, and it seems he's.
I'm sorry, Antonio, but yeah, actually no, actually no, for WWE, for the main roster, that is actually the last event because after that we're going all the way to WrestleMania.
That's right.
Yeah, because the next pay-per-views, they're just for NXT.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Honestly, you want him to have that big break. You want him to have that moment when he's finally like, he's here. And it seems like it's escaped him in so many ways. And I can't think of any other pay-per-view where he's going to finally say, you know what, I have arrived. And can you think of a pay-per-view that he has done where he can say, I have arrived?
And the thing is, that's what I'm saying. Like what you sort of said, Antonio, with him winning Money in the Bank, I think that would probably be his best moment.
You thought that would have been his moment.
No, literally, it's gonna be the moment that he would go for. Because I think, honestly, granted, do I think that he needs the Money in the Bank? No, but it's like at this point, with all the eagerness, with all the things and everything, I think it will be a big pop if he wins Money in the Bank and he cashed that bad boy and wins.
And that's the thing, because it's like we've seen some guys use Money in the Bank as their prop up. We've seen it, and that's great. They use it as an opportunity. They use it as a step up. That's awesome. Hasn't seen it with LA Knight. And it's like, and like Peter said, you don't want his talent to go to waste. You don't. And I'm looking at this like, when the hell is he going to get his opportunity? And I'm looking at this now also, look how old he is. He doesn't have these years left. You know what I mean?
No, yeah, that is for sure. But that's on like, it's sort of just crazy because like again, he literally had the same momentum Jay had and everything, and but they gave it to Jay. And you see how the fans reacted to that. They eventually booed that whole thing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The ratings were not
good.
good.
To WrestleMania, another YouTube channel, shout out to them, is they're saying also Cody Rhodes is going to win the match.
No, yeah, for sure. And that's
I'm gonna break it down the way I'm having the thing right in front of me right now. They're saying right now, Randy Orton for men's, Tiff Stratus is going to Trish. Yeah, Trish Stratus. I don't remember. She was in this match.
In what match?
Women's.
No. I mean, you mean Tiffany Stratton?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
You're right.
Stratton,
yeah, she's gonna win the women's.
Really?
Obvious. That's what I'm talking about.
Or Ripley or Ripley. I don't see Ripley winning it right now.
No. They're not gonna do that.
I think Tiff is gonna win it. It's too predictable at this point.
That's what I'm trying to tell you, and that's gonna lead.
I agree with you.
No, yeah, but this is gonna lead to my other point, right? Is it at a point that I think right now, right? Should WWE? This is a question I want to ask both of you guys, and Antonio, you're gonna go first when I ask this question.
Okay.
Should WWE consider swapping Elimination Chamber and Royal Rumble to make it creative so it's not too predictable?
Yeah.
Yeah. They were actually thinking about at one point getting rid of the Elimination Chamber completely.
That is true. They did. They wanted to bring it because there was a time when the Elimination Chamber wasn't its own pay-per-view. It was that one thing you did every now and then at a pay-per-view.
Like the Hell in a Cell.
Yes.
Yes, but I actually loved that pay-per-view.
What, the Hell in a Cell?
Well, no, I'm talking about the Elimination Chamber. It was the perfect thing. But I actually love that match. I think the only reason if they were to like strip it is because of health issues, because you know how strong the steel is and everything.
Yeah.
I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like if they have to do something different entirely, like Hell in a Cell, but they do it with more of that type of figure, fine. But I still love that, that construct. It's like having two people wrestle, everyone in a cage or in a bubble, whatever, and then open the pods as time goes.
Right.
I love that because it builds sustainability, because you never know who's gonna pod open, and then it's like randomness. Keep it. It's good. I like it.
No, I'm not disagreeing. Is what you're saying. What I'm saying was when the Elimination first was created by Eric, I believe Eric Bischoff created this idea. I'm not mistaken. It was supposed to be like a Hell in a Cell once in a blue, maybe once or twice a year. Let's be honest here. Wrestlers have said it. Hell in a Cell and Elimination takes 10 years off their career because it is a brutal.
Because you
brutal
really
match.
have to.
No, yeah, and as I said, it's definitely health. Because of course, if you're going up, because again, if you're asking them to go up top, you're going, if you tell them, choke slam him through the, the secret doors and stuff, and drop him down, that is grueling. That's
Look
for
what
sure.
happened with Undertaker and Mick Foley. He was supposed to choke slam. It was no secret door.
Hey,
Yeah.
and the thing was, and even the Undertaker said some of the things that happened weren't supposed to happen. Even he was shocked.
Yeah,
that it happened.
Remember what he was also in his interview? Mick, just stay down. Stay down, dude. And literally, he was like cursing him. Stay down, bro. He was getting like, man, this guy doesn't know enough. He's like,
exactly.
He's literally.
And there were times.
But that's actually like, granted, I do believe stay the freak down. But because of that Mankind character, it's like it still adds that effect, and that's what I'm saying. Like things like that is like, I get it, but whew.
Here's another example to that. And like towards the end, he was trying to get him down. He was literally punching. He was not pulling his punch. He was really hitting him like, all right, dude, you're not gonna stay down. I'm gonna make you stay down now.
Yeah. And it's almost like he was looking at, if you could tell, there were times Taker was looking at the ref like, put the fucking X up. Throw the X up. That means, like, we're done.
Yeah, like, call it in.
Yeah, call the fucking match. And like you just look at him, like you look at that Taker, the referee is like, he's telling him, call the fucking match, and he's like, we're gonna keep going. And he's just like, what the damn? Like, Taker was just like,
that's what I'm saying. There's just certain things that honestly, I ain't gonna lie, there are certain things in wrestling you just have to just call off. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if you're willing to call off when someone breaks the ring and say that's over, then you definitely need to call off when you throw someone at a high note and toss them on a freaking table. Like, no, you gotta call that. You just
do that.
That's why this match should be once in a blue moon.
Yeah.
Another one that I don't want to go away, I think is exciting, but it has lost the mystique lately because it's not as exciting, is TLC.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The reason why that, because you gotta think about it. With the TLCs, which also they sometimes add the steps to it. The biggest thing with that is they don't really make the title be hanging up on they don't make the title be hanging. I think honestly for me, the reason why TLC is sort of like a damper is honestly, they don't make the titles hang. Depending on how they, articulate the stories because of chairs, and the ladders, That could be a an added piece as well. Because I ain't gonna lie, if you try to body someone through a ladder, that is painful as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, look like the first TLC when Edge speared what was his name
Jeff Hardy, literally,
Hardy.
while he hold the titles in the air.
Mm.
And if you see the replay, he said in I think it was Rivals or something like that. I watched it. When he went to spear, he went to go. He held back like, whoa, bad timing. If he didn't go, he was going to take his head right off like a goddamn lollipop. And when he did speared him, I'm like, that was the perfect timing. He knew if he didn't do it that moment, he would never get a second opportunity. And they built the match up slowly. First was just chairs, then they added a ladder, and then eventually TLC came over multiple years. They was building it up, and they didn't know that at the time, but after look back, like we created something is going to be immortalized now.
And honestly,
as Elimination Chamber is going to be immortalized. Hell in Cell immortalized. War Games immortalized again. It's never always going to be there.
Because the thing, and Peter, I remember we talked about it some time ago. After a show, Edge and Christian, the Hardys, the Dudleys, they created TLC because each of those teams brought something with those items. Edge and Christian, of course, the concerto. The Hardys, Team Extreme, with the ladders. Bubba Ray and Devon, welcome to Dudleyville with the tables. They all brought something to it. And when you saw all three of those teams in the ring doing a TLC match, it was like a masterpiece. I remember hearing stories how the first time they did the TLC, I forgot what pay-per-view it was at. And when all six of them went back to the back after that match, everybody gave them a standing ovation. All the wrestlers, the staff, the refs, everyone, because they were like, yo.
That was a TLC, actually. And after a while, right after they got out of Gorilla, they all hugged each other.
Yeah, I think I saw that. I think I remember seeing a picture of all six of them embracing.
If you watch Rivals, that they have the whole story in there from the beginning to the end, how TLC was created. And
so the first, I was just gonna add this. The first TLC match in WWE back then was SummerSlam, which that's when they created it.
That's right.
You're right.
It wasn't it was just a match.
Yeah.
And that's what I think the issue we're having now with some of these pay-per-views. Yeah, fine. I'll give it a while. Don't get rid of it. But maybe add it to in the rotation of different pay-per-views, meaning don't make it you're going to be elimination maybe in Backlash, or oh my God, they're going to we're going to challenge the Elimination Chamber because you just pissed me off. I'm going to take your head off from there instead. That I can see that.
No, I think that's like different alterations. Like, let's say hypothetically, for whatever reason, among storytelling, the title is stripped off of whoever for whatever reasons, and the title can only be won in Elimination Chamber during the actual match. For what, I could see something like that. If they try to spruce it up a little bit, however, but
the thing was about, I mean, you loved it when it was done every now and then. When it was done every now and then, and you heard it was coming back for a particular pay-per-view. Oh shit, they're bringing out the Limited Chamber. Oh shit, it's gonna be Hell in a Cell.
Right.
Oh wow, it's gonna be TLC. Okay, I'm gonna watch this pay-per-view because it didn't matter which pay-per-view it was. When you added one of those elements to it, people were gonna watch it just cause.
I swear, Eric. I swear. He's like, you know what? Since I don't know what's going on here, I'm just gonna start talking mess.
If he brings any Beagles into this, I'm gonna fight him.
Look, but one thing I will sit here and say, like, think about it, because even to this point, right? For instance, like, when the Great Khali brought in the Kajabi prison match, right? That's
the Kajabi prison. Yes,
so far I know of that's still exclusive to this day.
Yeah, they said they're never gonna bring that back. That was too brutal for them for the talent. They said.
which is insane. But I understand. But
I
that's
don't
what-
understand how that's more brutal than a cage.
I mean, I think because the thing is more bamboo. Because I think if they use
There's
bamboo,
no give. I guess the chains are more give. I guess.
give or take, yeah. And plus, you gotta remember too, like the certain parts of when you're climbing, the way you're climbing, it's not very. You gotta be
Stable.
careful because
It's
you
very
know you can cut yourself probably with that stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
but,
bamboo's not fun
you
to
know,
get hit with.
but that's the only one match I know for sure for the fact that is very exclusive, very time sensitive limit. Like you probably only see that in games. Probably like that's been the only match right now that's been very exclusive because they really don't bring that back. I forget the last time they actually brought that back. So yeah, so for sure they do need to soften up a little bit on these certain like specialized matches to just bring more, you know, specializations to it, or just some more, you know, je ne sais quoi to it a little
And
bit.
that's exactly what me and Anton are saying. It was like once in a blue. Maybe replace the elimination with something else and bring it back once in a while. And I think you're gonna fall in love with it even more than Wally.
No. For me, it's not the fact that I don't love it. I still do, but it's the fact that knowing how the storytelling is being said about who's gonna win. That's the problem for me. Is like, because like I said, it's so easy now. It's like when you win Royal Rumble, everyone already knows who you're gonna pick. You already picked your shot, and because you already picked, now you got to look back and say, well, whoever's gonna win Elimination Chamber, they're automatically gonna go after. You're gonna be in roster for that because it's not like you're gonna switch a person to the next roster. Now let's be honest. If they would have did like LA Knight wins Elimination Chamber tomorrow night, I would be ecstatic because I didn't see that coming. I'll also be a little bit, you know, a little bit like side eye because like, well, wait a minute. You start him on SmackDown, move him up to Raw. Now you bring him back to SmackDown. I'm like, okay, yeah. So you know, it's like a catch-22. But because look at how I just did it. I just automatically eliminated selections just because knowing none of the Raw stars are going to win it because, of course, unless you're going to actually switch them over. So you automatically nerf them out of it because of that alone. Same thing with the women's. You nerf them out and say to yourself, well, you got Rhea Ripley, that's Raw. You got Tiffany Stratton, Alexa Bliss, those, and then of course you have Kiani James. We all know who's going to win this. It's between either Alexa Bliss or Tiffany Stratton, and that's it's going to be Tiffany. So look at how that goes. And a lot of people were like, they were hoping that Charlotte wins because literally Jay Cargill mentioned Charlotte, but that didn't been the case.
Well, according to WrestleMania is the heavyweight champion is going to be CM Punk again. And you kind of sell that comment because he's not going to turn a belt over right before WrestleMania.
But also, Peter, let me get you up.
We
but also, but here's the thing: you're not going to have CM Punk do something like that in his hometown.
True facts. That's very true too. And then you again, Baker List is going to win versus AJ Lee. Again, you kind of saw that coming too. Like right before. Here's my issue doing a big pay-per-view like this right before WrestleMania is they're not going to do anything. That's why I liked it when they did Backlash instead. It wasn't like a very hype WrestleMania. It was like, I mean, a pay-per-view, excuse me. It was like, okay, you get a little teaser of what we're going to get. It was a teaser. So Backlash, it wasn't like not a lot of people turned into Backlash.
Backlash was that pay-per-view where, okay, we just saw Royal Rumble.
Right, and then you're moving into New Year.
And now, starting a new year, you got Backlash coming up. Okay, what's going to carry over from Royal Rumble to Backlash? And what precedent is that going to set from Backlash to WrestleMania? Now, we keep forgetting, like we said, there's no pay-per-view in March. So that gives you plenty of time to build something up from Backlash all the way to WrestleMania.
Well, now technically they've been doing Backlash as an aftermath to WrestleMania. They've been doing that for a long time. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so,
they moved it. It was before WrestleMania to after WrestleMania.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It was
to me, it always makes sense to do it before because you're not putting all your eggs in one basket like they're doing now.
Right.
Yeah. So that's just that. But, you know, like, again, I don't really have an issue if they leave that pocket open because, like, all right, you're doing regular shows. you sort of just keeping it basic. It is like you just try to keep up the momentum for it when you hit WrestleMania, and that's fine.
Right.
But it just to a point where this is like the last one before you hit to the road of WrestleMania. So it's like
Right.
it's got to start making, like it really got to start hitting now. And it's like there's nothing really much there. So it's like, do I believe Finn Balor is going to take the title? Of course not. Of course not. They're just doing that for shits and giggles. Like, of course not. But hey, look, he's a fighting champion. CM Punk's a fighting champion through and through. So why not?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Eric, for coming in.
Dude. But one thing I will say, with Bill, just say his name. Shit, what is it called? Finn Balor.
Phil Balor.
He's been cursed. Yeah, because he had the first,
he had the first Universal title.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And he got hurt, and he had to vacate.
And he had to vacate it. I remember.
He cannot get another shot after that because they're scared he's gonna get hurt again.
And that's BS though, because like a lot of people get hurt. I mean, I'm sorry, but let's be honest here. Y'all let Roman Reigns, that is illy sick, hold the title. Like, come on, no, I don't want to hear that garbage. I don't want to hear that garbage.
That is the word on the street. I'm not saying that's true or
false.
No,
I know what you're saying, but that's what I'm saying. Like, for them to throw that out there, it's BS. It's BS. It's so BS. It's like, come on, y'all even gave him the tag team titles. Didn't lose. He wasn't the one amongst that team injured, was he? It's like, come on now. Like y'all always do these selling points and everything else. Let's be honest here. It's not like he injured himself. Last time I checked, wasn't it Seth Rollins that power bombed him on the freaking, like, really? Like, come on. But you're gonna blame him for that? No, you're not gonna blame Seth for that. Come on now, stop. Yeah. Like it's over with. But look, ladies and gentlemen, we are on our 2-hour clock here. It's been a good one. So let's get these shows in and let you know about the schedule, and then we're gonna be dipping out. Thank you all for tuning on in, and make sure now come back after 24 hours and rewatch the show, give your comments on anything that we talked about, and I will hopefully, when I have a chance, to work on time stamping these videos. But with that said, let's get you guys the next upcoming schedules. Tomorrow.
Very well. You got it? Because I have some changes I haven't announced. I haven't changed them yet.
All right. Oh, go ahead.
All right. So tomorrow will still be on schedule like it is. We are talking about karate movies. So tune in and let's chop it off. That is a topic I love talking about karate. on the gray area, we're going to be talking about weddings. And we're going to finish the cycle. We did rings, we did Valentine's. Now we're doing weddings. Now, originally, we're supposed to be about beard versus shaving. I like my beards. But a special announcement. We are doing a special edition of the Hangout. I'm going to get his name out. Frank. Yeah, come on, phone. Work with me. I've been working on this guy for over a month. He is active in Air Force. He is cosplayer. He is Iron Man himself. He is Frank. Frank Lee. He is the highest rated crossplayer. Am I saying that?
CrossFit?
Whatever. They dress up as Iron Man. That's what I care about.
Cosplay.
Crossplay. Thank you. Crossplay. He's the #1 right now as Iron Man. I have met him personally. Great guy to talk to. Super nice. Me and Paul will have him on the show on a special edition on Tuesday. We're going to move down a week down for the shaving show. We're going to have him this week. So there's no show on Wednesday for right now. Guys are taking a break on Thursday, and we'll be back next Friday. Yeah, I am going to update everything, guys. Don't worry. I'm giving me a day or two. I will update this. I got errands to run tomorrow.
No, bro.
You're going to see
this frankly.
Now you see what I'm talking about.
All right. Interesting.
I've been working on this for a while. So backstory. So a little behind the scenes again. Because I like being very transparent and very open with all my guys, with my team and you guys who are watching. Is originally he was supposed to do the show before the holidays, but because he's active service got in the middle, so he had to reschedule, and finally he's on R&R right now. For you guys don't know what R&R is, it's pretty much PTO. So
yeah, that's the relaxation.
Yeah, so he's going back to work on next weekend. So I'm trying to get him in. Like, let's get this moving. Like, I have to move things around. I don't care. Let's get this go. Come on, let's do it. So I'm very excited to talk to him. Like, we're talking about Iron Man here, guys. Come on. And you know what? I'm gonna show this picture really fast. I have it up here on my Facebook. Where is it? Photos. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta find it. It was a few years back. Here it is. Obviously, you cannot recognize him because he is wearing his helmet down, but the Iron Man you see is with the wings. That is Frank.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
serious.
He does a lot of good work, and he's been offered to build suits for no way. It's way too much work for me to get my workout like that.
Wow.
So he's a very sweet guy from my conversation with him.
Ironically, I found on social media I don't know who it was. They actually have an Iron Man mask that you can build where it opens and it closes on its own, and you're gonna actually have it painted to your favorite NFL team. And
oh wow, I didn't know that.
And when the mask comes down, the eyes do light up.
I've seen those on Amazon. They're like a couple $100, like $200-$300. They go up and down and talk. Jarvis talks in and everything. He does it from scratch, everything. So I know my buddy CQ had him on his show, and he had all his suits in the background. I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool.
So he got his own Hall of Armor too, huh?
Yeah, dude. You know how much a pain in the ass to move from the military is.
Yeah.
You were single in time in the military, right?
I was single, single, no kids. So I lived in the barracks.
He's married with kids and moving all the armors on top of that.
Ooh.
Not only in state, also cross
overseas. Ooh.
Why is shaking his head like, oh no.
Ooh.
All right,
that's a lot.
Let's get out of here, guys. All right. As always, guys, this was the Wrestling Talk with a Spartan. My man Wally, my man Anton, of course, myself, Spartan. As always, stay fresh, stay safe, and I'll see you guys.
I will and have fun watching Elimination Chamber tomorrow, folks.
Yeah.